It's not just about making games, it's about understanding what works, what clicks, and refining it until it's right. Every challenge is an opportunity to improve, to push the boundaries, and to create something that truly resonates with players. Mindstorm Studios is where we make things happen. My vision drives the direction, and the team's determination ensures we are always moving forward and getting results. Hi, I'm Qasim Meher Assad, Studio Director at Mindstorm Studios, father to two amazing children, a husband to an amazing wife, studio leader that's going to shape the future of gaming, running as product lead on Hexa Sort, and my vengeance is to redefine the definition of publishing. I graduated from FAST as a telecom engineer from 2005 batch. After graduation, I joined 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙚 in the telecom transmission department and also in the radio frequency department. And after 2 months, I realized this is not the right area for me to go in. And I joined 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙯. From 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙯, I moved to Mindstorm Studios as a project manager. The journey has been amazing with Mindstorm Studios. I was actually performing at a gig, and where actually I met 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙯, the CEO of Mindstorm Studios, for the first time. With just 5-minute discussion, I figured out this guy has a vision and he's already thinking ahead of the time. And Mindstorm was building a mid-core product, and that was pretty challenging at that time to build from Pakistan. And after that, I got interview. We had a 1-hour session, and I got hired as a project manager. In that journey, I learned a lot. Amazing people with a super high passion, amazing skills, a very challenging product to even think of, and that was the first thing that Mindstorm already did. From there onwards, I've been a jam partner. I've been here at Mindstorm for more than a decade, and I've seen the transition where this studio of 20 becoming to 120 man studio right now. And the evolution that has brought these innovation and data, building a more sustainable business in the last 1 decade. Starting my career at Mindstorm Studios, I worked at the 4X game, the 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙯. That was a mid-core product, and that was actually very much inspired by Clash of Clans. We had pretty good success with that title. It was a full multiplayer game, pretty extensive. After that, we moved to these casino-based games, and we have a couple of 𝘼𝙨𝙀𝗡𝗧 games that we launched back then. And after 2-3 years of development, we moved our studio direction towards idle games. In that, we launched a couple of products that were actually in the top charts. Moving forward with the success of idle games, got into hyper casual games, and we launched our first product, Flick Pool with Voodoo, that was in the top 10 charts and scaled up really well. From there, we signed up with Line Studios and launched a couple of products back to back with Idle Makeover, Super Salon, Tile Garden, Match Ball. And during that phase, we also got recognized by 𝘼𝙨𝙨 as a Game of the Year awards for multiple products. 10 years of experience working in different genres. We currently focus on hybrid casual. It's a blend of casual games and hyper casual. Since we have got success in casual and also in hyper casual, so we know both space. We launched a couple of products. Tile Garden also comes in hybrid casual. Match Ball and our latest product that we launched a year ago, Hexa Sort, also comes under that same umbrella. In hybrid casual games, generally the LTV is higher. The break-even cycle is also longer. It can take day 90 to break even, or even day 120 plus, depending on the appetite of the studio, how much they can sustain. And hybrid casual requires all the elements of growth and product working together to be on the top chart, and also a very decent mix of in-app purchase in that. So generally in hyper casual, if it's like 99% all ads revenue, in hybrid casual it's generally 50-50 or 40-60, 40% of IAP versus 60% of the ads revenue. First, as a product analyst in the morning, where I have to view multiple dashboards on Looker and on internal tools. This 30% of the chunk of my time gets into understanding what we launched last 2 weeks, how has that impact, what are the A/B tests we launched, how directional data are looking good or not. Then the 30% is more about the project management. It's actually interaction with the team, what we're shipping this week, and goal is to ship our best feature that can have the better outcomes. The next 30% is about planning the next 2 to 3 weeks of sprint for the team, discussion with all the stakeholders that we have. The last 10% of the day is actually more about doing R&D, starting articles, jamming with people on the floor, and also jamming with external partners. Typical day as studio director is to interact with the ops and HR team on the hiring side, also to jam on the career roadmap for the devs, and to jam with the finance team and the day-to-day challenges of the studio. Any strategic decisions or discussion that need to happen becomes under the umbrella of studio director role. how to create a scalable business that we can run, all about empowering the people on the floor. Hexa Sort has generated more than $100 million lifetime revenue. Less than 1% actually games does that in the whole mobile space. And the team that runs that are more than 50% have, it's their first job. Converting them into leaders, converting them to be good at their skills and going deeper into their verticals is one of the major challenges that I have to work along with the team. Sometimes it's all about, hey, do I delegate or do I work with them? So that's where I have to fit my role so team can learn at a fast pace. We have the best team, and aligning the best teams on a shared vision is generally challenging sometimes because they have opinions, they have their own goals. But alhamdulillah, we have figured out with the success of the Hexa Sort, everyone is aligned on that vision. We do have a monthly meeting on the roadmaps with our North Star, hey, what we want to achieve in coming 6 and 4 months down the lane. When we talk about teams, yeah, we have a large number of teams that are running different operations. I can go like product analyst. The goal of that team is actually to explore, to do analysis and finding and sharing the results with the teams. They can align their work accordingly. Client dev team that works on the client side, working on UIs, working on new features. Then there is a design team. The goal of that design team is if the problem highlighted by product analyst gets run through by design team to come up with a solution, and that solution gets approved by the product manager and the product analyst team, hey, we all align. Then comes the QA team. QA team actually, when the build is ready or when this feature is ready, that QA reviews that whole feature, and we also do our own internal testing too. We have a backend engineering team that creates amazing tools to improve our productivity, to improve our data pipeline, to get more insights. Then we have AI team that actually generate all the different tools, more content for the product, because Hexa Sort is a product with more than 1,000+ levels, so we have to pump more levels every month to entice our players. We have a 2D team that works on UI. We have a 3D team that works on the amazing 3D art worlds. We have launched art worlds every month. We do have brain trust streams. The goal for brain trust stream is actually to navigate the direction of the product and to align with the team. We on our end as stakeholders, our goal is to provide the right weapons, the right armor for the team to win. And in the end, if they win, it is the team win. But if we fail, we all fail together. We have an amazing PMM team. PMM team, the goal is to make the most beautiful ad for our customers and also need to create playable at the same time. So yeah, I believe these all areas, once aligned, we get the product like Hexa Sort. That is a success. For hyper-casual game to shine in the session market, one, they need a very strong core game loop or a fun game that can be marketed. A very professional team across all the fronts. In the term of situation, yeah, the teams will win that have better access to better data. They have better understanding and use those insights to launch better features, and that is measurable at the same time. A very solid core game mechanic, a team that can launch features at a very high pace, a team that can measure the success of the product, the team that was able to listen to the customer, push those changes in the product, and a solid publishing partner in terms of that 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚 Studios is our publishing partner. Even with the multiple clones we had in the market, we were able to knock them all out. First thing is actually exploration. Then exploration converts into some hypothesis. Hypothesis gets converted into a design document by design team. Then design doc gets converted into a work breakdown structure where the development team makes an MVP. That MVP converts into a full-fledged high production feature. That feature converts into live where the product team does an A/B test. And then there is a post-analysis of that feature. And the post-analysis of feature actually explains if hypothesis that we started off, is that true or false? And if it's true, can we improve it further? If that requires another round of iteration, we can go in that same circle again. We do another launch of the same feature with new addition. Otherwise, we just push it to all the user base. You need access to market research tools. In that case, use AppMagic. We also have our own internal tool that also help us to understand the market trends. Our partner Line Studios also give us insights, provide us directions, what has been working in the market. And sometimes I believe that in the product space, you don't have to ahead of competence. In some scenarios, you have to wait for the competitor to see what are the gaps and what you can offer better. And they did better than the OG one. Launching the feature at a very high pace, and at the same time launching content to our end customers or to the users that are already at the very high levels on regular basis, and that requires a better tooling and better understanding and the better processes. Efficiency economy, that is where actually a small team can do wonders, and with all these AI agent tools, these small teams can create more content, can run multiple processes, can run a large publishing house. One example is Candy Crush. There's GDC talk on Candy Crush, how they have been able to move 60% of their content through AI. 60% of the levels right now is through AI. So that shows how much these tools, these platforms and these technologies can help us to go at a very high pace. Top to bottom approach, sharing measurable goals and sharing early feedback. In your journey, what points that actually resulted in your life brought you here for this interview? Second thing is, what has been inspiration? Any leader that you got inspired from, either local or internationally? Third one is, what are the last problem you solved that you're proud of? What will be your process this time if you have to do it again? One is place-centric understanding. Second thing is data-driven decision making. Third one is cross-functional team communication and leadership. The fourth one is a bonus one, is called the 𝙈𝙚𝙚𝙚 of why. That is applied anywhere in the world. It's through in-app purchase and ads. It's generally 50% split. Just play games.